Quick, imagine the first knight, the warrior, the hero, originator of the code of chivalry. What did you see? Whatever it was, I could be sure that image was whatever made you comfortable. And I'm fine with that. That is what is called free will. And I'm a champion of that. But what I saw wasn't quite in balance with truth. I'm 41 years old, and I've seen less than 41 heroes in my entire life that resembles myself. Now don't get me wrong, this is not a moment that should be filled with tension. Though this is a moment to correct the record on this subject of a hero and what our minds consider them to be. The shining hero, Colonel Ben Cameron, created by D.W. Griffith, an iconic image that President Woodrow Wilson praised as being a true depiction of a man who is a defender of the holy. That hero who stood in American praise has become the template for all of the heroes that you just envisioned. And for $20, you can multiply the vision at any time, day, and night. What is a soldier? Is it someone who runs around with a weapon with vicious intent? Is a soldier someone who forces others into submission for monetary gains? Christ, a real soldier, gave his life in honor of life. No other reason. Don't be fooled. There is another soldier, one who you don't know, but you should. The reason you don't know him is because you don't care to. And I'm fine with that. That's free will. My free will leads me to a true hero, a man who is deserving of a place in society, a place where he would not have a movie in a building where you pay $20 to multiply the vision of him. Maurice, the spirit of a soldier in honor of Christ. Out of Egypt I called my son. Matthew 2:12 to 2:23. Egypt is identified in the Bible as the place of refuge that the Holy Family sought in its flight from Judea. When Joseph arose, he took the young child Yeshua and his mother by night and departed for Egypt, so that the child may be hidden amongst its people. The Egyptian church, which is now more than 1900 years old, regards itself as the subject of many prophecies in the Old Testament. Isaiah the prophet in chapter 19, verse 19 says, "In that day there will be an altar to the Lord, Amen, in the midst of the land of Egypt, and a pillar to the Lord at its border." Saint Maurice was the leader of Egypt's first Christian legion, the legendary Roman Legion of Thebes, the home of Amen's temple. In the 3rd century, he faced the elitist archetype within a pagan entity by the name of Maximian. This Roman emperor ordered them to march to Gaul, modern-day France, to assist him against a barbarian revolt. Maurice, a very well-trained Negro soldier, or Moor, the equivalent of the term in those days. When Maurice and his legion arrived in Gaul, the revolt is crushed. But Maurice finds that the men that were declared barbarians aren't that at all. The Roman emperor had ordered the deaths of Christians. And this overwhelming injustice was called for him, Maurice, to question his allegiance to Rome and Maximian. Upon his return to the emperor, who at the time was also considered a religious figure, Maurice and his legion was ordered to bow to the leader, who had declared himself a god. Maurice, with his ankh in hand, gave his respect to the emperor as a military leader. But he told the self-proclaimed God that there is one God, and Christ comes first. I will not bow to you as a god. That, to Saint Maurice, would be equivalent to renouncing one's religion. At that moment, Satan's murderous hand deals Maurice and his legion corpus delicti, murder, by ordering what is called a decimation, meaning that every 10th man in the Theban legion was to be beheaded. These men of a Roman legion from Thebes, Egypt, instead of allowing their brothers to be sacrificed because of their belief in the foundations of Christianity, chose to follow their brothers into martyrdom by not bowing to tyranny. Rome laughed at the silly sacrifice of these Africans, just the way they laughed at the sacrifice of the teacher Yeshua, the child hidden in Egypt. Because of his stand for Christ, he was later canonized as the patron saint of the Roman Empire. Yes, an African is the patron saint of the Roman Empire, and considered to be the very first knight, the one man on earth who inspired the code of chivalry. Yes, the code that will be important to all knights. He is the patron saint of all that is chivalric. He is the knight par excellence. Some would say that Maurice had elevated intuition because of a relic that he grasped in his hand. A lance. A lance with the inscription that reads, "The Lance of Saint Maurice." This object has a past. It is said to be the lance that pierced the side of Christ at his murder at the hands of Rome. Saint Maurice is a true hero of Christianity. A hero that you could not imagine because you could not see him as a hero. And to me, that's a sad use of free will. But it is yours to use, as it is mine. So when I close my eyes and imagine a hero, two men who look like me come to mind. Yeshua the teacher and Saint Maurice, the first knight.